roommate from college put on social media, chances are they didn't think it through, and there's a very better than average chance that they're an idiot. So when you go outside, you put on your little mask over your face, put the little straps around your ears, and we're all going to be a lot safer. This is a team.
Mercer, one half of the tag team champions. I'm here to tell you that if you want to be a champion, if you want to survive this thing, wear your freaking mask, okay? It comes in all different colors. You can get Eclipse Blue, JC White and Black, or even hell, Blue and Gold. But guys, please, also remember, please, it goes over the nose. Over the nose. Thank you.
for a foot, for an inch, yeah, I fight for you all, it's the truth and I'm in, yeah, I fight for every breath that I take.
What's up? It's the Gigabyte Grizzly Brohemon, and this is a messed up time we live in, so I need you all to do me a favor. Wear your mask. Like this, not like this, or like this, or like this, like this. Wear your mask. It's for your safety and mine. Because if I see you without one, I'm gonna pump kick a mask onto your face. Got it?
Announcement from Benjamin C. Steele talking to you about wearing a mask. Not this one, but this one. With everything going on right now with this pandemic, you need to wear a mask. My mask is for your safety. Your mask is for mine. I don't care what your uncles, brothers, best friends, mailman's roommate from college put on social media. Chances are they didn't think it through, and there's a very better than average chance that they're an idiot. So when you go outside, you put on your little mask over your face, put the little straps around your ears, and we're all going to be a lot safer. This is a team.
Parental discretion is advised.
This show is brought to you by IndyWrestling.us and IndyWrestling.network for your independent wrestling entertainment. Slice on Broadway, supporting Pittsburgh podcasting with the perfect pepperoni pizza. Just Pro Wrestling News Podcast. No filler, no pop-ups. Production services by Sidekick Media Services. And listeners like you, supporting us at patreon.com/Wrestling Mayhem Show.
Just wait, just wait, just wait, just wait, just wait. Wait for the perfect time, then attack. Don't give up what you want, take it back. Wait for the
And hit record. It is the Wrestling Mayhem Show, episode 802. Tuesdays, we've been talking about professionalized wrestling. I am Mike Sorg at Sorgatron on the Twitter here. What were the chip? Am I the chip of this outfit tonight?
You are the chip.
I am the chip of this outfit. I watch that show every day after school, and I can't remember which one's Chip and or Dale, but I'm very excited for that movie coming out. But here is my Dale of the group. He is he is the only Mayhemmer with a future endeavor letter from the WWE, from Beacon, New York, right down the road from Snooki's, whatever this she sells shop. It's WrestleMania season, so I have to name drop WrestleMania people. So Mad Mike is with us.
Yeah.
So you have the floral Hawaiian shirt situation. I have the Indiana Jones hat, correct?
Yes, I would have worn a Hawaiian shirt, but I got to represent for Sid the Kid on his 500.
That's right. And Dutters missed, was a 500 goal, right, tonight?
Yep.
Yes, she missed it to come hang out with us tonight. So,
Wow.
well, not on this show. She hung out on the last show and said hi to everybody before she left. But still. Also with us, he is the Monty of the group. Sure, Ronnie Starks is with us.
And god damn it, I love cheese.
There you go. There you
Oh,
go.
No, you have to do it in Monty's act.
I can't do Moni's accent.
What was his accent? I can't remember. It wasn't in the
Boy,
trailers.
there, Chipper.
Oh, yeah, chipper.
There you go.
I
You just
love
shitty Australian.
cheese. Yeah,
Yeah, there you go.
Put
There you go.
another
Shitty
cheese on
Australian,
the
that's
Barbie.
Oh, I know what we're doing for Halloween now. And also, our very special guest for tonight, and apparently the gadget of the group this evening, Roni Nicole is with us. First time on the Wrestling Mayhem Show, and we'll see if she wants to come back after this one. Roni, how you doing?
I'm doing awesome. Thank you, guys. Also, Chip and Dale was the best. I also watched it. And Gummy Bears. I don't know if people remember that show. But I fucking love when they drank that juice and they were bouncing around. That's kind of me when I drink wine. So I'm like, yeah, it still correlates.
You got a great project we're going to be talking about later in the show, something we've been helping out with over at IndyWrestling.us, the Sunday sessions, our second year doing it. I can't wait to talk more about that. But obviously, if you're listening on audio, you see we have a problem. We got two Ronnies. We've solved the mic problem, but we have two Ronnies. And then as before, now, Ronnie, you've worked a couple of shows with us on video production, and we had your new name was too close to Rob, so we changed your name. So we are going to bring that back. For this evening, Ronnie Starks is going to be Steve. Just going to set the ground rules right now.
And I would also like to say, because I forgot my tagline, at the beginning of the show, it's Wednesday. You know what that means.
No, it isn't.
Never change, Steve. Never
change, Steve. Never change.
Double S.
Yes, I'm looking for a Steven Stank. Steven Stank, is he here?
Yep, that's Steven Stank.
Jeez, this is going to be a blast. And, of course, we'll be doing Mayhem Mania later on in the show, of course, with Chad the Shed will be hopping in for that. We'll see who's also hopping in as well.
Chad the Shed, the fat cat of the group.
Is he the fat cat of the group?
Literally the only other character that came off the top of my head from Chip and Dale's Wrestling.
Oh, we had one for Riz, too. Riz is...
Riz is Zipper.
Zipper, yeah.
Zipper.
Yeah, Riz is Zipper.
Absolutely.
100% Zipper.
You know why? Because he has a Z in his name. So does Zipper.
And he's...
Is that why we went with it? I just thought he looked like Zipper.
And he's
That's why I
small.
gave him the name.
He's small and mighty.
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously, and he can fly.
Mhm.
You know, a lot of people
can
don't
touch
know
the
that about
sky.
Riz.
Oh, you've seen him
But he
drive.
can fly.
Okay. Anyways, this is the Wrestling Mayhem Show. Please go check out everything at WrestlingMayhemShow.com. A lot of great stuff going on over there, including some of the details for the Mayhem Mania and the other shows. Also, you can hit us at that email address.
Good times.
Good times at WrestlingMayhemShow.com, 412-206-WMS0. Tweet us at Mayhem Show.
Oh, hold on. Sorry. Give me that again. Give me that one more time again.
Which part?
I thought of a bit.
The phone number or the email address?
The email.
The email? Hit us at their email address.
Good times at WrestlingMayhemShow.com.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
And
No,
that tune's stuck in your head the rest of the night.
Yes, it
There
is.
we go.
Good times.
At I'm still working on it.
At
Okay.
Sometimes good times at WrestlingMayhemShow.com. You email us and we'll get it on the show. There's no email too big, no email too small. When you have an opinion, just call
The Mayhem Hotline,
Say the number, Sword.
206
God damn it.
WMSO. Okay. All right, we've done that bit too long. And also, we have a great Wrestling Mayhem Show Facebook group, as well as a Discord and a Reddit. The Discord, of course, linked over at WrestlingMayhemShow.com. And we're live every Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time on Facebook, on the YouTube page for the Mayhem Show, on the Twitch page for Sorgatron Media, and on our Twitter, and on the IndyWrestling.us Twitch and YouTube. So however you'd like to get that, because, everybody's maybe not cool with the Facebook anymore, and whatever is easier for you. Everybody lives on different platforms these days. So we're just making it widespread on the Mayhem. And I see a lot of really interesting stuff happening on the Twitch tonight. So a lot of emoticons that I don't know if I understand. Oh, there's some Ziggy ones. But anyways, they were bored while we were starting late. My bad. Also, thank you to our Patreon supporters at patreon.com/Wrestling Mayhem Show. Our friends at the fan of the show level, Bo Diggity! Woo! As well as Ed Burke and Team Hammerfist, our friends at the Poppy Club level, Dave Podner and Bobby F. J. Town, at the Pizza Club level, Doc Remedy, Cal Turner, and The Riz, and also at the manager level, Bradley and Tina Keys. Thank you, everybody, for supporting the show, and details should be coming up soon for the Patreon in the Bank. I believe that is going to be happening mid or late March for Mayhem Mania. Stay tuned for details on that and how you can be involved. So the big news of today, I didn't think this would ever happen. To me, AEW was inseparable from Cody Rhodes. Like, I just felt like he was an integral part of it. Maybe that's just a presentation. But both Rhodes, Cody and Brandi, are leaving the company. There was statements from AEW, statements from them, mostly amicable. Mostly they were very amicable in their statements, at least. I don't know. I don't know. This is kind of a what's next to me. I couldn't imagine what else they're doing.
AEW's what if?
Like Cody was so integrated between AEW as a whole, and like, how much stuff did he do on Turner Networks because of AEW? You know, the Big Show and the reality show and everything. Like, it just seemed like a very holistic, dug-in thing for him. So I'm kind of curious, you know, if some of those continue. I don't know. We get John Cena commercials on Wipeout or whatever during the show, so so I don't think it matters anymore. But I don't know. What are you guys? I have a feeling this panel has opinions. Mike, you first.
I think before we go into our opinions, do we think this is real?
Absolutely.
No, it's
real.
a valid question. Is it? It could be a work.
I don't know. Just honestly, how sanitized those statements were for both of them. Think about statements when people have been released or left companies in the past.
Mm-hmm.
There's always either been some kind of smattering of something ahead of time, like discontent, locker room issues, creative issues, issues with production, something on the back end, right? Or they're just not cutting it on TV, so it's not financially feasible to keep them around. Brandi and Cody's statements are so clean that it honestly makes me think this is a power struggle behind the scenes, because you can only have one alpha, and we all know how Tony Khan views himself. And with the company being strongly, as you said, built so much around the Rhodes family, I honestly feel like Tony Khan felt some type of way, and there was something that went on behind the scenes. And in order for everyone to be clean and to make sure that no one is future endeavored in a sense of their career looks bad or they look bad. Because remember, Cody mentioned his interest in politics.
Oh, I didn't realize.
God.
I don't know if y'all remember that a while back. He had already expressed an interest in getting involved in politics. So
No
I'm
one
not
with a
saying
neck
those things are
tattoo
connected.
should ever get involved in politics.
Look, Glenn Jacobs
Just as
did
a
it,
general
and
rule.
he gets reelected. You know what I mean? So I honestly think that they came to some kind of something happened, and it was just like, you know what, it's not working. And Cody and Brandi have built so many things outside of wrestling with their own brand, with their own opportunities, that they're not really going to take a loss. Even if this whole WWE thing is just a rumor, they in no way will take the loss. You know, whereas AEW now, with the releases that they've had, with the whole thing with Swole, with the statements and things Tony has said in the past, they seem kind of messy, at least in my eyes, you know? So what originally started as the competitor for WWE is now turning into a competitor for itself. You know, there's so much internal conflict that I do think that they're like, we're good, thank you for the experience. Arigato.
And it is interesting, and this is kind of the statement I say with WWE every time somebody gets let go. This is a company that's great for some people. You know, I think, you know, hey, it's great for Roman, it's great for your Brocks, it's great for, you know, some people, even in the mid-card are, you know, seemingly very happy doing whatever that role is. Miz, for instance, right? I mean, AEW is going to be a similar thing. Hey, it didn't work for Brian Cage. There's been a big swell about that. Big swell, no pun intended. You know, so like even AEW, as good as it seems on the surface to be for wrestling as a whole, and I think it, you know, generally I think it's a net positive, right, for the wrestling world. It's not going to work for everybody. You know, there's going to be some button heads in the back and with that many personalities, right? I'm really just shocked at this high level there was something that happened, right? So I don't know. I'm really interested to see what happens next with them.
Does anyone remember what happened with Dixie Carter and Jeff Jarrett? Is this similar?
So was it Jeff got bounced after a bit, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So and that was a situation where Jeff originally owned the company. I think went to Panda Energy, Dixie Carter, for like the financial help, because I think they ran into trouble early.
That's what the Elite went to Tony Khan for.
Yeah.
So is AEW still being TNA? Because this is the trend. First you bring in Sting. First you bring in Sting. Then the guy who started the company seemingly leaves with butting heads with the money mark.
I can't wait for Cody's Cash for Gold plan with whatever promotion he starts.
No, you know what it's gonna be? You know what it's gonna be? Rhodes to the NFT.
Rhodes to the NFT!
He's gonna have his own NFT of that stupid fucking neck tattoo. He's gonna sell it to people.
You want to own a piece of this neck tattoo?
Exactly.
No, Cody.
I'm telling you.
I don't think you should own a piece of that neck tattoo.
Give it 6 months.
Yes.
Give it 6 months, and then in about 10 years, he's gonna be jobbing to Mojo Rawley on a GCW show.
On a GCW show. That's randomly at ballparks that don't draw for some reason. So. Oh my God! You know, GCW was the weirdest animal, because like I know, but like I saw the man, I like they did like no promotion, which was very Impact of them. It's just like there's so many names on here on this show, but I don't care, you know. So, but I don't know. Anyways, God, what are you surprised Brandi went with them?
No.
No, not at all?
No.
No? Okay.
Although I saw someone comment that, are they hiring a new chief Brandi officer? Like only people named Brandi are allowed to apply for it.
So that's a weird. Okay.
Well, no, because that's what she always called herself. She called herself the chief Brandi officer.
Yes, she did.
And I'm like, does that mean you're just in control of yourself? Like, I get it, but
it's like
it just means that this American Top Team bullshit that they've been doing for the past month is even more pointless.
Yeah, because they were doing stuff with her the last several weeks, right?
Yeah.
So
and Cody was just their mid-card champion.
Yeah, supposedly without contract or going into it. So.
Oh, by the way, super side note. Sammy, stop wearing both belts. It looks idiotic.
A lot of people doing that. A lot of people doing that. Well, because they're the same belt.
One was an interim title.
Okay.
When you have the interim champion go up against the champion, the interim title goes away. That's the fucking definition of interim.
How many weeks ago did he do that? Did he win?
Like a month.
Like 2. Yeah.
It was a month ago.
I don't think he wears it more than a month. I believe.
I guarantee you, he wears it till he loses it.
I was trying to find a statement because I remember there was a mention of Amanda Huber, who's been doing the community outreach thing. I was wondering if she was replacing Brandi in that position. So
probably.
And it could have been a decision around. I mean, they did just have their first kid and everything, so it could have been around that as well. Maybe it's just hey, we need more time. You know, they might be taking projects off their plate for now to be parents, and that's okay too, right?
Oh, yeah, totally fine.
Because I mean, the grind has to be pretty insane for them, and
Especially with him doing Go Big Show too and everything.
Absolutely. I mean, and it's like, it's not like, they've been doing a lot and building a lot. So, to take a step back to do family is absolutely deserved. If that's the case, and good for them for being able to do it. So, but I don't know. I'm very interested to see if that happens. I'm curious. Has there been anything about the Bucks? Because I would imagine that EVP collection of people, Kenny, would be all under similar term contracts of some sort.
No mention of the Bucks at all.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything about the Bucks, but you also have to remember they probably do their contracts based on when they actually come in, and everybody's going to have different terms.
Right.
So Brandi and Cody were kind of the last of the group to get integrated in terms of, like, the Bucks were the ones who laid the foundation, and so it was like, oh, this is what's happening. And so then when Brandi and Cody came in, it was like their element was added, but they weren't a part of that base that was necessarily, you know what I mean?
Okay.
So I honestly think, just from the standpoint of Office, that everybody probably has something different going on, and especially with coming in and out in different times. And how the revenue also has changed from the very beginning to where they are now. I think about the money, because coming in at the beginning, it was probably for a reasonable rate or a different rate based on an upstart company. Even though they sold out so quickly, there was not anything forecasted for what the future of the company was going to actually do. But then once they were able to split and grow these brands and bring in like a full roster for multiple, different programs, that changes the terms for everyone, including the people who were there at the beginning. So I think probably their contract stuff is different than the Bucks, different from Kenny, just because everybody kind of has their own resume and their own experience and their own timing in terms of what they would have added at that time.
And also, they are definitely in a different position, like you mentioned, right? Like I remember even, I think, a Tony Khan interview early on was talking about, like, yeah, we're not expecting to make money for 3 to 5 years, right? And also, we also have to think about the COVID factor, because I mean, that's what, Ring of Honor, I think, and I don't know what the revenue looked like, but I thought they were doing well coming out of the COVID, but obviously they weren't running as many live shows. They were paying everybody through COVID. That messes up your balance sheets no matter what, right? So nobody's doing a WWE right now, maybe. But maybe AEW is, because I mean, they're between ratings and everything, they got to be. I mean, we don't know what the TV deals look like either. So that's very interesting. So there was some statements, I think, about contracts. I think there's another Tony Khan thing that goes along with this, because we are seeing some people kind of being freed from their contracts, coming and going. This makes a lot of sense, because I mean, there's a lot of people that have been, for better or for worse, just kind of hanging out and on dark and not really doing much. So it'll be interesting to see who does come and go. But there's a lot of places for them to go. I think plenty of these people. Danny Limelight went over to MLW and he's doing great stuff over there, right? Brian Cage is going to land somewhere. He's freaking killing it. I see him every 3 weeks out in Chicago.
If he's not in MLW doing Azteca Underground stuff with his gauntlet in a month, like
there's that too. But did you see him rap against the Acclaimed at Warrior Saturday night? That's making the rounds.
I did not.
Come on, Big Papa Cage, you gotta see it.
It has the Acclaimed in it, so I probably wouldn't like it.
Oh man, are you like the only person who doesn't like the Acclaimed?
His rhymes are fucking garbage.
You're fucking garbage.
I am glad. Listen, that show Saturday night, it was one of the few times I got a mic feed at that promotion, and the mic didn't work except for when the Acclaimed had the mic for some reason, and I'm so glad it did. Like, literally, I don't know what they handed. I don't know what was coming from the sound guy that night. We'll figure it out for next show. But, like, literally, like, the Acclaimed there did their thing. It didn't work the match before. And then, like, they handed it the Cage and it didn't work. I'm like, we got the Acclaimed good. Okay, I'm happy. Yeah, no, I'm interested to see what the landscape looks like there. And, I mean, really, anybody that's getting let go from AEW, I think, are like I say, there's a lot of options today, right? So
everybody's gonna be fine.
And by the way, everyone who told me that Cody was putting over young stars, no,
you don't think they did an acceptable job of that?
No, he didn't.
Okay.
Where has Anthony Ogogo been?
He just came back. So he was off TV for a while.
No, I'm sorry. To where?
I'm sorry.
'Cause he's not on TV.
Yeah, he's on Dark. He's on their shows.
No, I don't.
Okay, well, I'm not having
Dark.
the YouTube argument with you again.
We're not. But Sorg, the only person really that Cody put over was Brody, who didn't really need it, and Darby, who also didn't really need it.
Okay. What do you want? What do you want him to just go out there with Lee Moriarty and have a banger match? Which please. But
yes, a banger match and then lose. And then lose.
Okay.
That's exactly what I want.
All right,
That's exactly what I want.
By the way, Chad is in the Zoom chat and says he's with you on the Acclaimed. So.
Yeah, they're terrible.
Okay.
They're good wrestlers.
Mm-hmm.
They're very good wrestlers. I enjoy their wrestling. I never want to hear him fucking rap again.
Mm-hmm. Ronnie?
The Acclaimed,
I'm sorry.
I use the same beat every single time.
Yo.
All I do is say
listen.
in the news.
Listen. Steve's got this.
Look, all right. God, everybody had valid points about Cody Rhodes.
Yes.
Okay. So
bring us home, Ronnie. Steve.
So I'm not
Ronnie Steve.
I'm not going to be a complete dick about Cody Rhodes.
Okay.
But Cody was too big for his own britches. And that's also a problem because, I think he was too focused on his own ego to, understand the whole process of building up the company more than he probably should have. But he was trying to get his own shit over.
Okay.
And that's probably why he left, because Tony's like, well, we're not going to let you get your own shit over.
Also, the crowd's booing you and you refuse to go heel.
Yeah. So
that seems like a problem.
So we can't tolerate this. And then, what the fuck do I know? I just punch
AEW signed so many people that Cody booked himself to the mid card.
Yeah, that's what happened. And he didn't want to be stuck in the mid card.
Well, at least we'll always have Fuego too. I
like Fuego. Fuego's all right.
What did you see Fuego and Fuego too?
No, see, Ronnie doesn't get the joke.
Yeah.
Steve
barely watch the business. I don't know.
Steve Ron. Tell him, Steve.
Honestly, I have no valid argument about Cody Rhodes. I'm just running my mouth for no reason.
I can't wait to see him jobbing to Triple H in 2 months. That's gonna be great, you guys.
It's
gonna be great.
Welcome
Throne
to the
versus
podcast.
Throne.
Stardust is coming back, man.
Cody, Stardust versus Stone Cold Steve Austin at WrestleMania. Can't wait for that.
Yeah, here we go.
We can cover
no, not WrestleMania, in Saudi Arabia.
In Saudi, in Saudi Slam.
Saudi Arabia.
Austin's gonna get them big bucks in Saudi, man.
Oh, jeez.
Because that's where we all want to go work is Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
Elimination Chamber means something different over there.
Okay, moving on.
My buddy I work with he's like, oh yeah, Elimination Chamber this weekend. I was like, oh yeah, I had better things to do with my life.
No, I will say this: the card looks like a fucking banger.
It does. Hey, you know what also looks good?
The card looks really, really good.
They have to have a banger card so they can get. Never mind. I'm not gonna.
They go to get that free money from over there,
Yeah, I can't. I'm not gonna.
You got the money for it. Yeah, Stardust hype in the YouTube chat room, by the way, by somebody named Sad. So
I agree with you, Stad.
Sad.
No, sad, like sad.
Oh,
like
sad.
like with dots, like
frowny face.
Yes. So.
Oh, okay.
Well, I also agree.
So for all I know, it means sisters against drunks. I don't know.
All right, here we go. Rhodes to the top versus Miz and Mrs. Let's fucking go.
There you go. Now we're talking.
See?
Oh, now Mayhem Mania is going to be interesting.
That's what I call a ratings war, man.
That's right. Hey, Impact Wrestling's No Surrender looks pretty good, actually. So
yeah, it does.
A lot of really good Bullet Club versus New Japan versus Impact stuff and versus ROH. It's like, what is that? It's like 3 promotions, like Super Show happening on Saturday, and it's not even a pay-per-view. It's just on their Plus. Pay $5 on YouTube to watch that thing, guys. It's freaking like I'm gonna try to download it for the plane home. Anyways, hey, another thing you can check out online if you want to avoid Saudi Mania this weekend, we got a lot of great stuff over at IndyWrestling.us. Just today, we just put up about 4 hours of new wrestling content that was just filmed this past Saturday. Ronnie's did some of it. So any complaints about the filming at Rise, you can send to Ronnie Starks at WrestlingMayhemShow.com. Anyways, so...
I would also like to say I was a man of my word.
Yes.
And I stood in front of Bradley and let him stare at my asshole.
There you go. There you go. Yes, I got a note from Bradley. Cameraman standing in front of me all night. I could see over. Good hire was the note that I got from Bradley. So
I laughed very hard at that.
Yeah.
I was like, I'll
So,
make sure I do it next time.
I mean, I don't want to be sizist, but I guess if I need to hire short videographers, this is what we need to do. So
Nobody really complained. You know, if you want the bottom of the barrel,
we got
you can always come to me.
Ronnie, don't call him Steve Starks. All right. Well, either way, despite that, quality content. I'm trying to put over the product here, Ronnie. You're not helping.
Sorry. Great content at IndyWrestling.us.
Despite Ronnie's performance Saturday, great content at IndyWrestling.us. Go check it out on the network. Rise Wrestling. Rise Wrestling's Keep It Player, featuring one Pretty Boy Smooth, and his fantastic new look, by the way.
Oh yeah, PB looks great.
Great stuff.
Yeah,
there.
I saw him. Is he Dr. Fate now?
Apparently, yeah.
He also comes out to a Razor Ramon-esque theme song that I was using the Razor Ramon walk to later on that night.
Nice,
on my way out the door. Yeah.
A lot of fun stuff there. Emphy Young, Tony Johnson. Looked like it was a crazy match. A lot of great stuff. Matt Connard, a part of that show. Our buddy Keith Hott, a part of that show, defending his tag team championship. Our friends, the Great Success in that match as well.
My boys won the titles.
Yes.
My kids won the tag titles. I'm so proud of them.
Papa Starks is proud.
He is. I even told him that. I was like, Papa's very proud.
It's good. That's good.
And they're like, shut up, Steve.
And then also Prospect Pro Wrestling's Heartache and Heartbreak was the same night, also up on there as well. A lot of great stuff there. The first Anarchy defense, really crazy. A lot of tag team action. New tag team champions, the Brotherhood, Mike Bonner and Julian J. These are some young kids. I think they're a year or less in the business. Ones to look out for. Had a great match against the Runway. And a lot of good talent over there. Of course, Jamie Jameson, their champion. John Roden, our buddies Remy LeVay and Gory, and a part of that show as well. A lot of great stuff there.
Remy and Gory.
What's that?
I love Remy and Gory.
Yeah, you know, what you expect. A lot of biting, a little bit of mist. There's now a fish hook involved in this.
Real fish
yes, it's a real fish hook. They hooked Jamie's mouth last month with it, and he was bleeding from the mouth a bit, and then it got a little bit involved this time too. So yeah, it was pretty crazy. So yeah.
Are you saying it's I Know What You Did Part 2?
Something like that. Something like that. Yeah.
I Know What You Did Last Wrestling Show.
They do things wild up there. And also, I've never seen a dartboard explode before. He threw, like, Corey Future threw darts. It was sitting in the corner. The guy was sitting in the corner with the dartboard on his crotch, and he just threw darts at him, and then kicked it, and then it just exploded in this like string. I don't know what dartboards are made of, but
Corey Futuristic never changed.
He was also giving candy to people at ringside. I would never take candy from a wrestler at a wrestling show. That is some white van shit right there.
Yeah, don't do that. For the sweat alone.
Yes.
I wouldn't.
The sweat alone. You don't know what's going on in the back with those. You have no idea. You have no idea. Anyways.
Listen, I feel bad for fans who had to take change from me that I made out of my cleavage, because it's a straight up swamp in there after a match. Like, I'm not even going to hold you.
See, that the value increases.
What?
Ronnie,
a little stank
we
on
live in an
accident.
economy where people sell their bathwater. I mean,
oh, that's fair.
That is true.
Some girl was selling farts in a jar. I thought about that.
Didn't she pass out?
I don't know her life, but she didn't do it right. You got to pace yourself. You know what I'm saying? You got to do 10 quality farts a day, and you also have to vary your diet, and then you just can't be sitting there trying to fart because that's air and you
Yeah.
need that.
I imagine like the woman who did that is kind of like Link. Like you always have to carry a couple spare bottles around with you just in case.
Right. I mean, I have a tiny bottle of hot sauce in my purse as well as assorted other small bottles. So carrying tiny containers around for women is not, you know what I'm saying?
You carry hot sauce with you?
As you should.
Am I out of the loop on this one? I'm sorry.
No, everybody should carry their own personal hot sauce with them.
Yes, you don't know whose house you're going to go to, and they don't know what salt or pepper or garlic salt is. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not going to be rude and say anything. I will continue to eat, but I will undercover brother and fucking, hit it with the hot sauce real fast so that nobody sees what's happening. Delicious. Thank you so much for dinner.
I love how educational
I won't be coming here again, but I am prepared for now.
Damn it! Now I'm just thinking of that T'Challa on Black Jeopardy sketch.
Okay. Anyways, transition. Speaking of Black History Month, Ronnie, we're doing a great project with you. That you've been heading up here. Sunday sessions. No, you're Steve tonight.
You're Steve.
Get out of the way,
God
Steve.
damn it,
No,
Steve.
no,
Also,
no.
Black History Month, Ronnie. Really? You were confused about which history we were. Out of the two Ronnies, you thought that you perhaps were the one.
He's like, obviously, he's talking to me. So.
I had to jump in. I'm sorry.
Sorry, I'm also not going to hold you on that. We went into a Black History Month transition after talking about hot sauce. So
thank you. I'm sorry about that.
I know it wasn't intentional. You got to transition where you can.
I'm just looking for any grain of hope here.
It's okay. We haven't been doing this show that long. We still haven't mastered transitions yet.
No, especially during February. We try. With good intention, I swear. So, anyways, Sunday sessions. Please tell people what it is and why they should be watching it. We'll get to some more proper questions.
If you also want to see more of Sorg, who is just like he mentioned, this is the second year of doing it. Sunday sessions are real, raw, in-depth conversations, kind of based on the fishbowl concept. So observing someone else from maybe not your walk of life or your culture or your race, having a conversation about things that you may or may not have an awareness of that affects you or affects them. And it's all by professional wrestlers. As Black wrestlers and wrestlers of color, we often have very different experiences from our white counterparts, when it comes to booking, when it comes to travel, when it comes to safety. I can remember times of going to promotions and towns where I was with white counterparts and they got out of the car because it wasn't safe for me to. And this was in the 2000s. Do you know what I mean? So these types of things that happen to wrestlers of color really affect us differently. And a lot of times people don't see that. So when they see a headline or they see someone like Swole speaking out about things that happened with her experience, it's not taken within the concept or in the context of understanding that there's literally a different experience happening, and that we as wrestlers of color have a certain set of rules that we have to play by or abide by that aren't inherently written down. And these are all things that are racially coded, which we know is woven, unfortunately, into the history of our nation. And so all of these things, it's literally a situation where life and art are imitating each other. And within wrestling, Sunday sessions draws attention to these conversations so people can understand what it's like to be a wrestler, for one, but to be a wrestler of color and to understand that not every time that you see a wrestler, that's the first time they've been doing this, because of the opportunity funnel that sometimes gets applied to wrestlers of color. After sometimes there is a challenge to even get a look, whereas a less experienced wrestler who is white will get more opportunities or get just a glance based on those inherent biases that we all have to wrestle with, but may not realize come into the booking process and to this creative process. You know, wrestling is art, and it's something that should reflect and represent what everyone looks like and actually is in the world. And so Sunday Sessions draws attention to wrestlers who are out here doing it, creating magic, and who are also having unique experiences that they are willing to share with the world, in the hopes that not only fans, but even the layperson who may not be a wrestling fan understands the difference and dynamics between how we as people have to operate and move day to day, and even within our art, and understand how much is given and how we are, so that it brings us closer together, because we're not so different, even if we have to operate differently. And Sunday Session seeks to do that. And this year we've upped the ante. We've got some new guests and returning guests. We've included a game element. There's more amazing Black wrestling history. And so I encourage everyone to check out all of the awesome content on IndyWrestling.us, but especially Sunday Sessions. And you can also find it on my YouTube page at Roni Nicole. And I think this upcoming episode is actually Sway Archer, or this past Sunday was Sway Archer and Eel O'Neill. And we were talking about, you know, the culture and how sometimes, you know, cultural appropriation gets you further in wrestling is a person who is not of color than if you are a person of color actually authentically being yourself, which is, you know, weird if you think about it. So we definitely had an amazing conversation, and there are definitely more to come. The very last episode will be a double premiere because it's a two-parter. We ran out of time, so we'll be doing the second part live, and that episode features all of my veterans and a lot of very opinionated people: Barrington Hughes, Ali Steele, Will Huckabee. Am I missing anyone, Sorg? I think there's one more person. Who am I missing?
Is that an O'Shea on that episode too?
No, O'Shea and Trevor Aon were together.
Okay.
There's someone I'm missing, but it's going to be a lit episode. But we've got, we had Ron Hunt and Theo Ivory, like I said, Sway Archer and Eel O'Neill. We've got Olivia Devine and DM Kiddo upcoming. We've just so many amazing, talented wrestlers, and I intentionally pick wrestlers of color from various points in their career, especially veterans, because I don't think people realize how quickly wrestling has changed within just the past 10 years alone, and how much the climate in terms of booking and how you do the art itself, the storytelling, everything, it's a whole new world, you know. And so definitely wanted to pull from everybody's ranges of experiences on either side of my own, to show how things are, even as a wrestler of color, how the progression changes. So that's Sunday Sessions. Please tune in, because again, it's not just conversations for Black people, it's conversations for everyone to understand, to bridge the gap, and to reach across the aisle, and to just say, hey, I see you, I recognize your struggle, I recognize your journey, I'm here to support you in whatever way that I can be a true ally to you. And that is what I hope comes out of Sunday Sessions, at least for volume 2. So.
Absolutely. I mean, especially after, you know, as we know, a couple summers ago, you know, everything that went on, you know, a lot of us kind of looked at, you know, the situation and saying, okay, what can I do? And one thing I learned is just the line of like, shut up and listen was the biggest thing. And this is, I'm really glad that you came to me with this project, because this isn't something that I feel like I can interview on, try to draw out, because I'm going to ask, you know, the stupid white guy. Well, our friend Jagoff, they actually had a great panel about this, where they're just like, hey, we're going to ask stupid questions because of our background, you know, help us through this, you know, like, what are the real questions that we should be asking about this? And he did it with the Pittsburgh Steelers and a lot of people around the Pittsburgh area like this. So I'm really glad that at least we were able to help with the platform to have these conversations. And again, if you're just like, what can I do about this? How can I help in this with everything? Like, I think this is it. Just listen, realize, like, some of the stories that I heard from some of you and some of your guests were just like, wait, this is happening? Like, this still happens in places, aren't we? And you keep casting that question. I think a lot of us did a bit ago. Aren't we past this? Like the people say, oh, racism solved. No, this kind of is like, no, this is what's going on for the people that are experiencing it, right?
Yes, and it's definitely, I think the starkest realization for me was when I was assaulted by Ian Rotten. A grown man punched me in the face, slammed my head into concrete, and the police were accusing me of assaulting him.
Yeah.
And would not take my statement and would not speak with me, because in me defending myself against him, I was looked at as the aggressor. And I realized that this is the reality, and it shouldn't be that way. It shouldn't be that there is such this divide of I'm taking someone's word against someone else because of the color of their skin, when evidence is there, when things are clearly there. When these stories are shared, no one is sharing these things to make up things or make people look bad or, to lie. And like, this is literally is happening and has been happening. And I think when we turn that blind eye, or we aren't comfortable with having those conversations about how uncomfortable it is, we also have to realize it's fucking uncomfortable when you go through it.
Mm-hmm.
It's fucking uncomfortable to walk into a locker room in Alabama as a woman of color, as an Afro-Latina, with Confederate flags all around me and people shouting the N-word at me as I'm walking to the ring.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a fucking work for me. That's my life. That's me as my identity that's being attacked, even though I'm a performer and I'm portraying a character. But at the end of the day, when I go home, I'm still a person who is affected by these things who are said to me. And that's the same experience that a lot of wrestlers of color have when they don't act a certain way, when they don't, get into these new money mark cliques that have started to pop up, when the game isn't played, essentially. When you are just trying to exist and be who you are, that grace isn't given. But with our white counterparts, it is.
Mm-hmm.
And so sometimes it's a really, really hard situation, to be in, especially because the one thing I've always said, Sorg, is I just want to fucking wrestle. Like, I just want to go out there and tell stories and have a good time and have a good match and see little brown girls' faces light up because they see me, the same way that I lit up when I saw Aja Kong and Amazing Kong.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like,
mm-hmm.
for that to me is sorry, feelings. But like, that to me is what makes this worth it.
Yeah.
Because I didn't see that coming up. It wasn't until I got a grainy ass VHS tape of Kong and Manami Toyota, and I was like, she's Japanese and she's black and she's doing this and she's a big person. Like, and to not even go into, when I was coming up, the fat phobia was
mm-hmm.
super real.
Mm-hmm.
So even imagining as a plus size kid that I had the opportunity to do something like this, and that's still something that's slow to change. We are still a society that body shames the shit out of people, which is disgusting. But like, seeing someone who even remotely gave me the inkling that I could do this, that there was an opportunity for me somewhere, even if it included going all the way to Japan, which is what I ended up having to do. But it was so impactful that that's really the driving force for me in terms of people understanding what equity and diversity and inclusion really means.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't mean just booking Black wrestlers or LGBTQ wrestlers in the months that it's appropriate. It's booking them as a part of your roster because that's your audience, because that's who's going to actually see them, and because that's what's actually real. And even if you are in some place in Alabama, you don't know what Black or brown kid is seeing and coming to your event and wanting to see themselves and wanting to see representation and wanting to have a story told from their perspective, because all of our perspectives make up the fabric of wrestling. You know, we all remember amazing matches and things from the past, but it's from the lens that we saw it through, you know? And so we each remember it a little bit differently in our own way. But if there aren't those stories told that are real, that represent what's happening, then how can we be authentic to the art, in my opinion? And so Sunday Sessions wants to highlight and uplift wrestlers of colors and those stories to encourage promoters and fans, because, you know, promoters listen to the fans, to advocate for seeing the things that really happen and that really could create an even more incredible story than you've seen, you know, previously.
Definitely check it out. I thought it was fascinating because you mentioned Japan, and I thought it was you did some comparisons. I can't remember which episode it was, about like how, you know, what you experienced here in America and then going to Japan, and how like that lens, just everybody looking at you, was a whole different lens too.
Yeah, like, and I still say to this day, I was more myself in Japan than I am here, because I didn't have to worry about being Afro-Latina or being Black there.
Yeah.
You know, now I had to confront racism and gently correct, but it wasn't in a sense of I was confronting it because someone is literally a white supremacist and they want to lynch me, because that's a very real thing.
It was just a cultural they didn't know, right? Yeah.
So it's like, you know, they see stuff on TV and that's always not great characterizations of the West.
Right.
You know, they see the stereotypes they assume, or like little kids will come up and do this. And like, are you brown because that's like paint? Or, you know, like it was trying to figure it out. Or they would pull my hair like, oh, your hair is so much different. Like there's so much texture. You know, like it was that. And in a way here in the States, that's a different objectification than it was there. Because it was from a genuine place of I'm curious about you, because I was in Tonomachi. It was like all straight old Japanese people. They had not seen a plus size at the time. I had like a giant fro. I was hopping around. Like when I have my headphones on, I'm bopping and like rapping down the street. Like, you know, I'm wearing crazy colors. They had never seen anyone like me. So I'm sure it was what's happening, you know, in just the way that if we saw someone who was 9 feet tall walking down the street, like, what? Okay, something's happening here. Like, it was more of that versus feeling very othered here in the States. And in Japan, it's you're a wrestler, and that's sugoi, ne? Like, that's the best. You being a wrestler is what you are. Whereas who you are in terms of your race and that kind of thing plays a secondary role, because wrestling is so respected there. You know, it's so interwoven into the culture, into the history. It's so recognized. Wrestlers advertise in konbinis. You see it on, you know, on the train and in buses, like everywhere there's wrestling. I remember walking into a konbini and I honestly thought it was Tanahashi because it was a cutout. It was not. It was not. And I was like doing, like, I saw the cutout like before I walked in, and I was like doing this whole deal, like, and I came in and it was cardboard, and I felt very dumb. Something similar happened with Okada, except it was a gentleman who looked like him, and I was very excited, and I rushed up to him speaking broken Japanglish, and it was not a great conversation. He backed away from me very quickly and almost knocked over a display case because I was very enthusiastic in my pursuit.
Well,
but
I tell you, you know, you're talking to the guy who interviewed a guy he thought was Eddie Kingston at a Chikara show, and realizing it was just a fan that dressed and looked a lot like Eddie Kingston, and he didn't tell me until after the interview. So this is like 2009. I really didn't know yet. So
that's not on you, Sorg. That was not.
I had other people with me too that also thought he was Eddie Kingston. So like he got like our whole group. Yeah. Early indie travels for us.
Oh, the early lessons are the best.
Yes.
You know, like don't book yourself on a 24-hour drive when you don't actually have 24 hours to drive it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You know, make
I'm learning
sure
those. I'm learning those now, actually, with my
kids. I never, because when you're young in the business, it's go get it.
Yeah,
You know, get after it. Just get out on the road. Don't worry about like your friends or family; they'll be fine. You just get, you get on the road and you ride it.
Yeah, that's right.
And you know, they'll see you when they see you. So like I
can't tell you how many birthday parties and how many weddings and all that stuff that I've missed over the years.
Right.
And also like I remember Shima Walking Wild. I think he was notorious for or maybe when he was tagging along with Facade. But I remember classically, like he had a gig, like something from like Tennessee to Indiana or Illinois or something like that, and forgot about time zones completely, and like ended up like, oh no, we're actually like, we thought it was 3 hours, but it's actually 6 hours kind of thing. So like those kinds of things, like those are, dude, we had a show last month in South Bend, Indiana. So that is like, you go to Chicago, like half the people were taking flights into Chicago and then driving over the timeline in the South Bend. And they're like, what freaking time is it right now? So yeah. Oh, absolutely.
I literally, and I thought it was, you know, what you did. I went from North Carolina to Georgia to Mississippi, back to Georgia to Massachusetts to North Carolina in 3 days. And I did not account for the time change when you got to Mississippi. So when the promoter disappears for an hour and 45 minutes with the money, right, you've been there. I'm like, you know, we've got to hop it on the road because we've got to get to this next show, not calculating that we're really, really behind because we're literally in a different time zone. It was Sorg, the stupidest. They wanted me to wrestle this drunk lady. Somebody was like trying to kidnap me, and I was like, wait, am I about to be kidnapped? And then I was like, oh, this is what this is like. No, wait. Like, it was a whole, the early years are the best, but they're also the worst because you just don't know.
Well, and it's like any profession, that's where you make all your mistakes so you don't later. And you got some great stories to tell on a podcast some decades later, right?
Yes. And it was, Sorg, I was so mad because she tried to play it off like she was having a diabetes and a heart issue. And the people that she rode with, I'm not going to put them out there, but they were like drinkers. Like they're known to drink and wrestle drunk. And that's just them, okay? And they were like mad in the locker room because she had drank half their bottle of vodka in the back seat on the low. And so when she showed up and she was blitzed, but then was trying to like play it off that she was having like issues with her blood sugar and issues with her heart, but they had already complained about her ass drinking their vodka in the back seat. I'm just like, so, you know, I'm not comfortable wrestling her if it is a heart condition.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I don't want to be responsible for her heart to give out. Inside, though, I'm like, what the fuck is happening right now? Are you guys for real? Like, you want me to wrestle this old drunk bitch? And I'm not like, sorry, like, I didn't mean that, but just, what? You were blitzed, lady, and you're like in your 50s. This isn't okay. Like, if anything, I'm 35. I have to like fast for 3 days before matches now and do yoga every single day if I'm working up to a match. Okay, shit changes. So I'm not going to be getting, you know, shit-faced before a match when I know I'm also older than the person I'm wrestling. Things have to be precise. You know what I mean? Don't come with that. And you know who I did wrestle, Sorg? The promoter's daughter. And guess how long she'd been training? 4 weeks. And she wrestled in her color guard uniform because she was still in high school and she had no wrestling gear.
Oh boy.
Oh no.
You see why I love Japan and being out of the country? Okay? I can't take it over here. I can't The stories. So one girl, she fell out of the ring into a hole in the ground.
What?
Okay, I'm in a thrift store. The show
Shows in a thrift store?
in West Virginia, and I didn't know where the venue was because it was, a main street with a bunch of little shops, and it was an abandoned thrift store that they were able to somehow rent out, and there was about
I thought it was a running thrift store.
Oh no, there were some old mannequins in the corner. There was no running water, and they had strung up electricity from the building next door with those workshop lights, so that we were lit. Okay, and there was a 3-foot by 2-foot hole in the floor for some reason. I don't know if that went to Narnia or the upside down. But, instead of putting the ring over the hole, they put it halfway over the hole.
Oh no!
So when I kicked her out of the ring, she fell into the hole. And because she was a plus-size girl, she got stuck like a Winnie the Pooh with her arms and her legs sticking out. And I'm in the ring, like...
So did you win by count-out?
No, they got her out. They stopped the match to get her out.
Oh my God!
Was there legs that were dangling out?
No, like her butt and her back were in the hole, so she was like a small dog that had like fallen and was just and was wedged because the ring was covering part of the hole, but her body was, so she literally couldn't.
Yeah.
You know.
I want somebody out there to illustrate this
I
so
have
bad.
so many questions about this. Now, when you discovered she was stuck, did you like work her with some stops?
This was a triple threat. So I went.
Shit,
Oh, so you had somebody else to work with. Well,
okay.
I did. She was also out of the ring, so I had to
wait.
In a different hole.
Is this no wait?
In
So
a different side.
I gotta see if I'm following along. So
that side.
the girl that was stuck in the hole, that was the 14-year-old in the color guard uniform.
No, this was a different situation.
Oh,
This was
okay.
in
I'm
West
sorry. I'm
Virginia.
meshing them in my head. It's late.
Right. So first story was in Mississippi.
That was a Mississippi story. Okay.
Yes. That
Thrift
was
shop
at
is
the
West
fairgrounds.
Virginia. Whole different thing.
Right.
Okay.
West Virginia in the thrift store where the girl I was wrestling when I initially met her, she was a photographer. And then I met her again and she had become a wrestler.
Oh, I know one of those guys.
Sorg, I was so confused because it had only been about 4 to 6 months, and I trained for about a full year. So I mean, I'm not. I was
just to respond to Dave in the chat room asking about West Virginia safety codes. There are none. There are none.
There is no safety codes in West Virginia.
We've talked about one of those buildings a few weeks ago.
Oh boy.
No.
They don't have that. Why would they have that?
No.
All I'm saying is if I survived being in black mold for all the years I was in a certain place, I'm pretty sure I can survive a pandemic.
You've done pretty well so far.
Yeah.
I'm still imagining 1/3 of a triple threat match getting stuck in a hole.
And having to be lifted out by some old rednecks. Come on, girl.
Did they call it a triple thrift match? Because they really should have.
Oh, they should have. Okay, we have to do this match now.
Or a thriftle threat match.
No, a triple thrift match.
Threat.
And it has to be. You know how at some thrift stores they have like those bins, the blue bins that you go diving in. You have them like a couple of them like at each corner. And so you have to go
like
get
the
an
coal
item out
miners.
of the thrift.
Yes. I love this.
Like the Booker T box on a pole match or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh God. Let's see. Chad, Chad is in here and he's dropping stuff in the chat room. Music note down in the hole.
Chad is just waiting to start Mayhem Mania.
He's just like, yeah, I'm not wearing.
Chad is in the hole of the chat room.
Waiting for us
He's
to.
in the foxhole, which is separate from
yes.
He's waiting for us to pull him out.
Waiting for us, our redneck asses, to pull his ass out so we can get this triple threat on. He says I'm
He's
prepping.
shirt cocky.
He says he's
I
prepping.
lost that match still, by the way.
What's that?
I still lost that match.
You still lost the match.
Wait, you didn't lose to the whole woman, did you?
Yes, actually.
Oh my God!
That's
Oh,
why they had to
no.
get her out. She's the winner.
So
Oh wow!
it was.
I'm glad they were.
Not,
I'm glad they
No,
were really concerned
I-
about continuity of story during this
Did she
match.
start calling herself the whole damn show because she should?
Actually, her gimmick was a bit of a juggalo situation.
You have my attention.
Now she's a juggle hole.
A juggalo Harley Quinn.
Okay.
Oh no.
So
Okay.
Oh, she needs to call herself Holy Quinn.
The mighty
When
Quinn.
she's watching this, girl, take these notes down, and I wish you the best.
I'm
I don't
giving
know
away
where you're at,
$1,000 ideas for free.
That's right.
We're gonna get you over, kid. It'll be fine.
Maybe I've seen her at JCW.
I don't honestly
you
know.
know.
She was a West Virginia mainstay,
Oh,
Sorg,
yeah?
so you may run into her and her tag partner.
There's a
You know,
team.
There's a
Oh, boy.
team.
Okay.
You know, he cracked many a few ribs. He actually concussed a few good brothers of mine
Oh no.
back in the day. Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
Okay,
He was
now
the
I
one who
just
trained her.
googled Juggalo Harley Quinn wrestling.
Well, I mean, I don't know. You're gonna find a lot of options there. I mean,
Right, you're
Yeah,
gonna find
let's be
many
honest about
options.
this. I mean, Raylan's gonna pop up for one thing. She did that for a bit. So.
Oh my God, I totally forgot. Yes, she did.
Yeah, because remember it was that. Well, they do that. There's that con out in Ohio where it's all cosplay wrestling, and
Yeah.
like she goes out, Noir goes out there, and also, I mean, if you haven't seen by the way, Noir's doing some awesome. Like he's always been awesome on TikTok with his Mandalorian gear and stuff, but he's got some really cool stuff coming up. I saw pop up the other day. So, but just get Panda Numis if you want to check that out on TikTok for your what do we call what do they call it? For the swole Mandalorian pics I think we talked about before. But so
That guy's got me buying Mandalorian stuff now.
does he?
Like he is literally trying to talk me into making armor.
We gotta get him back. We gotta get him back and catch up. I don't even want to talk about wrestling. He's back in wrestling, by the way. I don't know if we talked about that. Yeah, we've been on when he came back. But we're just gonna have him back on to talk about like Boba Fett and Mandalorian stuff, and ask how the
Sir,
TikTok's
we'll bring
going.
it back on May the 4th.
May the 4th. Yes, is that on a Tuesday this year?
It's on Wednesday. So we'll bring it
Close
back.
enough. Close enough.
bring it back
it's
on
gonna
May
be
the
on
3rd.
a Thursday.
We will bring all the biggest Star Wars geek wrestlers on May the 4th week.
May the 4th
That's
be
what
with
we'll
you.
do. That's what we'll do. Roddy, are you coming back for that one?
Listen, I'm not.
The
I'm
other
gonna be
Ronnie.
honest, I'm not a full-on Star Wars geek, so I don't. I'm not gonna desecrate that space
Okay.
because I don't know if you saw when in Parks and Rec when Leslie gave Ben the Game of Thrones throne as a gift, and she was pretending to be a Star Wars person, and he was like, "Listen, if you're not going to get the continuity right, like, don't even pretend." So I don't want to be that person, I know about Star Wars somewhat. I love fucking Grogu. I enjoyed Mandalorian. I enjoyed when him and Boba Fett were fucking taking shit down, but I don't know all the lore and the stories. And so I don't want to be that person who's like, okay, so what's happening now? Okay, so what? Okay. And
No,
the things with the
you
legs,
don't
I
need that social media heat.
Right. I don't.
No.
Right. Because the fandom is strong.
Yes.
You know what I'm
yes,
saying?
yes.
Yeah,
Like, y'all
the
want a
biggest
Doctor
enemies
Who?
of Star Wars fans are Star Wars.
Star Wars.
Yes.
Yeah, they're-
I mean,
No.
if you got any problems, just remember to say, "Hey, Star Wars fans, live long and prosper."
And you'll start a war.
Yes.
I don't. Right. That's not right.
No.
And then hop away in your TARDIS.
Yeah. No. Listen. I know. I just caught it, and I was like, wait a minute. That's the other one. No, I don't. Sorg. I know enough about that. Okay. I'm
Yes,
not gonna
yes.
the Trek in the war. I know
Yeah.
not to do
You don't
that.
cross the
Although-
Trek with the war.
Right.
Don't cross
You
the
never
streams.
cross the stream.
No.
Now,
don't
my
cross the
question
stream.
is this live long and prosper, or is it Vader time? See, I'm
This
not,
one,
Ooh.
I take it as Vader time, honestly, because I do a Vader
Mhm.
bomb. So,
Um,
sorry.
I think of it as Darth Vader time. All right.
Oh.
There we go.
If we're gonna talk about it, I love Darth Vader. I feel like Vader was very misunderstood.
Mhm.
I feel like honestly, Anakin's problems were because of Yoda. Let's just be honest.
Oh. Hot
And
take.
now Grogu's problems are because of Luke.
it all
See?
comes full circle. Yeah.
This is a problem for me also because I'm like Yoda. You all wise. You had the Force. You out here, you know, leading. You got to lead, man. You got to do decision making that's going to help people. And you can't tell people to cut off their emotions. That's how you get Dexter. You know what I'm saying? Look what you did.
But you
Look
see,
what you did.
well, you really have to kind of blame Obi-Wan, because Obi-Wan was wise enough to keep his affairs on the low. he like, you know, some Duchess Satine stuff. He had it going on.
Listen, I just recently found out about this Satine business, and I was like, okay, Obi-Wan, let me find out what you got popping out here. Okay. So, like I said, I'm not in the lore, but if y'all want to go Supernatural or Doctor Who, we out here.
Girl, we can talk about Supernatural.
We can talk about Doctor Who also.
Listen,
don't
get me started.
We can talk about Doctor Who
Ronnie.
all you want. I got my Lego TARDIS here. I got fucking
screwdrivers
in my drawer.
I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see it, but I have.
Oh!
Yes!
What?
Yeah.
Whoa.
What is that?
Wow, that thing's smaller on the outside.
Yeah.
Is that what is it, a blanket, or do you just have like a full...
full-on wall, like it's a thing, it's a thin sheet of cardboard that I actually built and painted to look like a TARDIS.
I love it.
That's really cool.
I love it.
All right. I got
Ronnie, just so you know, there is a Doctor Who themed restaurant a block from my house.
Yes, there is.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
It's called the Pandorica.
This look right now.
Someone's
This
going
look
to
right
New
now.
York.
This look right now.
Yeah.
Hold on.
The bathroom is a TARDIS.
Hold on. I got more for you. So you know, there's a Supernatural convention that happens in Pittsburgh.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
This is why I get mad at you, because you don't tell me shit.
I didn't know about this connection.
Since I met you. What? Are you kidding me?
We have to come up for it so we can go.
It just got delayed until August. I let because my sister's the one that got me in the Supernatural, and I watched the first 9 seasons, and I need to go back. So I let her know, and then but it just got delayed. I think it's at the convention center here in town, because I think it used to be out in Johnstown previously. So just letting you know. We'll find you some bookings around it in August. And
is Jensen going to be there? Did they say?
What's that?
Is Jensen Ackles going to be there?
I don't.
Jensen? Excuse me. I had to do the hair thing again.
Here we go.
You're Jared, aren't you?
No. Okay, all respect to Jared Padalecki. I love Sam. Okay, he is, honestly, in real life, I probably am more Sam than I am Dean, but I'm a Dean girl through and through, baby. Okay, give me that emotional baggage. Okay, give me those daddy issues. Okay, give me that conflicted stare, that tortured soul, that fucking jacket from season 1 that did not fit, but he fucking rocked it. Okay. Give me all of that. Are you kidding me, son?
All right.
Ronnie,
I'm making a note here.
I just, my whole blood pressure.
Now, is it bad that I'm gonna buy a My Bloody Valentine action figure and make Dean sign it?
No, that's not bad, because the only reason I saw that terrible ass movie was because
of Dean.
Yes,
Yeah.
I will see anything Jensen or Jared do, even if it's trash, okay? Because I love them that much. Listen, Dad's been missing. Dad's been on a hunting trip. You haven't heard from him. Are you kidding me? Sam is at Stanford University, people. Let's talk about it, okay? Jessica, ceiling, burned, yellow-eyed demon. Are you kidding me? Sam stabbed up. Dean,
God damn it, Sammy.
Are you kidding me? And then Dean trying to act like he was not scared for his soul to be taken from him. And he went through that whole year trying to be a badass. And then when they're singing Dead or Alive in the car, Dead or Alive. And then you see Dean's face because he realizes he soon will be dead and not alive.
Go to hell.
Castiel? DCL? Yes, I'm here for the fan fiction. Sometimes it gets a bit erotic. I don't mind.
So
But
so
I
so details, and so you know this is real. Here's the website. It's MementoCon.com. I believe it's from the folks that brought you Sci-Fi Valley Con over in Johnstown, PA, or Altoona. Apparently, it's happening this year. Yeah, it's for real. There you go. Like I said, I think they just got moved to August.
Ronnie, I do have a quick question because I know
What's up with
Sword
that?
wants to throw it a break, but I have a quick question before we.
Want to and desire, because this is way too much fun.
Okay, yeah, I know what you.
Yeah,
we
but
have a schedule. What is your doctor companion combination?
Oh,
my favorite doctor companion combination.
Yes.
Oh, absolutely. Amy and Rory.
Oh, okay. Wasn't
Yes.
expecting that. Okay.
Yes, absolutely. Clara. I love Clara's story. The idea that she was literally the impossible girl, you know, the girl throughout time. Like, I love that whole concept. She was sassy. She was always like, no, that's not what's about to happen. I love that. Rose, to me, was in her way like that, but I also felt like Rose was like, you know, like, Rose,
Okay.
you're a companion. There's going to be companion stuff. Don't whine. But I feel like just with Matt Smith's doctor and Karen Gillan, like that dynamic and that especially acting wise, they have a really good chemistry. But just with from her being that little girl meeting him and waiting her life for him to come back and take her on the TARDIS, like, but she actually didn't wait for him in a romantic way. It was just like, I know this person is going to take me on a great adventure, and one day I'm going to have that. I just got to hang on. She found her love. You know, Rory waited for her for 2,000 years. Yes, that motherfucker loved her. Okay? Yes. And then when he was like, I doubted you because you were always with him. And she was like, it's always been you. And then she turned around and then, okay? Like,
I couldn't walk in Central Park for 6 months after that episode.
oh my God.
Couldn't.
To this day, I haven't watched it all the way through directly. I've listened to it. I watched it through the first time, and I can't watch it through again because because you saw how connected the three of them were. He needed them. That iteration of the Doctor suppressed his rage in a way that Tennant's iteration did not. And so he needed them to keep him like cool. Because there were moments where he amped out and I was like, what's happening?
Oh, oncoming storm.
Oh my God.
Yep.
Yo. So, you know, like, are we going back to War Doc? Like, what are we doing? What's happening right now?
Well,
so,
I'm a Ten and Rose guy, so I'm a Ten and Rose guy. So I mean, you know.
Yes, but Amy and Rory, absolutely hands down, my two favorite companions. Their dynamic, the trio of them, the day of the Doctor. Oh my God! Don't get me. Actually, my phone is named River Song. So when you search for it on like Wi-Fi or Bluetooth, it's River Song because I love River. Like, are you kidding me? Such a badass.
Did you see the wedding of
the wedding of River Song?
Oh my God!
Listen, the fact that they live their lives in, like, you know, like, we're crossing streams. Like, I'm going backwards, you're going forwards, and it's just like, but everywhere I encounter you, you're my person. And she was the only one to get under the Doctor's skin like that. She was the only one to ever challenge him in the heart way. And that to me was like, whoa. Because, you know, you really didn't see that. Listen, guys, I know this is a wrestling show and not a Doctor Who show.
No, this is about where we end up actually most of the time. So you
I mean, we could talk about this, or we could talk about the terrible optics of the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. I'd much rather talk about that.
Let's not talk about
Yes.
Exactly.
Listen, either way, this is a show that
Voltaire. I'd much rather talk about Voltaire.
This is a show that starts with the pretense of being a wrestling podcast, and either way, we have fun around wrestling. Sometimes that goes into Chip and Dale, and sometimes it talks into Doctor Who. I don't care. As long as we're having fun.
With Dave Bautista, who is a wrestler.
Oh,
Boom.
and there we go. So
There you go.
degrees of
There you go.
separation.
Back around.
Yes.
There you
Love
go.
her as Nebula, by the way. So
Mhm.
fun, especially when she fucking finally bites the thing and she's like, it's not ripe. Bitch, they've been telling you it's not ripe the whole time. Like, don't. She's so good. God, I love, honestly, I love seeing wrestlers crossover. I don't, well, there were a couple of things that The Miz did, no offense, that I just didn't like. But like Peacemaker, I'm loving Cena in that.
Yes.
Peacemaker
Yeah, Peacemaker's so good.
So good. Eagly, guys, really? Eagly's the
Roni,
shit.
Roni, I'm really glad you got to taste it.
What I would give for number 30 at the Rumble this year to be Peacemaker.
Yeah,
I would have given
Yeah.
anything. Like it's not John Cena. It's very clearly not John Cena. He's wearing the helmet. He comes out. Do you really want to taste it? He does the dance down the aisle. Everyone's confused.
Yep.
And then he walks in the ring and immediately gets thrown out.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I wanted. That's
Yep.
all I fucking wanted.
Yep.
And
I would love
Yep.
that, dude.
Yep. Great.
right.
Jeez. On that note, we have some business to get to. Thank you so much, Roni. Nicole, not the other one.
You're welcome.
Sunday sessions.
not Steve.
Every Sunday here in February, and also please check out the first 4 or 5 episodes we did from last year. Also still in the YouTube, still in the podcast feed for Indie Mayhem Show, or the super feed for Wrestling Mayhem Show, and at WrestlingMayhemShow.com. So however you take in our content. So we are, and also featured, because you're going to see a commercial in a second, for our friends at Grind City. We've actually been including parts of those interviews in several episodes over there, those are also been replaying on our YouTube channel as well. So you can check out Grind City over on the Roku app on the grindcity.biz, and I believe they also have an Android app as well, which I think is also like for your phones and for your TV if you have an Android TV, if I'm not mistaken. So I don't know, Android gets funky. So but with that, I want to give a shout out to our good friends here down the street at Slice on Broadway, New York City style. Yins are made. Of course, I was my now monthly trip to Warrior happened to be in Chicago this month, and I got one of those big stuffed pizzas. It was the densest thing, and it was an experience, and it was very Chicago. But man, did I love being able to come back here to Pittsburgh and get my weekly pie here with Slice on Broadway for the studio. Thank you to those guys supporting Pittsburgh podcasting with the perfect pepperoni pizza. And I know a lot of you are not here in the Pittsburgh area. But wherever you may be, please, just like we like you to support your independent local wrestling, I want you to support your local independent pizza chain as well. The good ones, not the crap ones, the good ones. If they deserve it, make sure you're giving them their money and not the Pizza Hut or Domino's or some crap like that. So definitely go do that. But if you're here in Pittsburgh, if you're visiting, Ronnie, next time you come by, we're going to have to get you a slice. They're all over the place now. So, but thank you to them for supporting the show. All right, we'll be right back after a few messages, getting everything set up. And then some feelings are getting hurt on Mayhem Mania. We got to come back. We got to come back today. So this is going to get fun. So we'll be back right after this.
What's up? It's the Gigabyte Grizzly Brohema, and this is a messed up time we live in, so I need you all to do me a favor. Wear your mask. Like this, not like this, or like this, or like this, like this. Wear your mask. It's for your safety and mine. Because if I see you without one, I'm going to pump kick a mask onto your face. Got it?
For a foot or an inch, yeah, I fight for you all. Is the truth and I'm in, yeah, I fight for every breath.
The world of pro wrestling, it's bigger than ever. So how can you possibly keep up with everything that's happening? Just pro wrestling news. Don't fear falling behind. Give us just 5 minutes every morning and we'll catch you up on the biggest news in the world of pro wrestling. No filler, no rumors, no spoilers, no pop-ups. Just pro wrestling news. Subscribe on your favorite podcast app or tell your smart speaker to play the Just Pro Wrestling News podcast. Find out more. Go to justprowrestlingnews.com.
Savon's Legendary Podcast.
Shout out to Girls TV Network on Roku.
Grind City. And you know this, man.
You know what I'm saying? It's like right place, right time, out of the door.
So what you saying?
Former tag team partner coming to save.
Tony Johnson, we saw him battle Edric earlier, but this is a 2-on-1 mugging.
Mayhem Mania time, a time where feelings get hurt, and sometimes the rules don't matter, especially if you have a wire transfer available. But with us, the slightly richer presider over Mayhem Mania, I don't know, something like that. Chad the Shad is with us.
Good evening. Good evening.
How you doing, Chad?
I'm doing okay.
Did you
Not
see?
too bad.
Did you see? I dug up an old clip this week for you.
I did.
Yeah.
Very, very nice. I remember that day fondly. I love Madison Square Garden. It's a nice place.
I'm sorry. Beastman apparently was in front of Madison Square Garden and took a picture in front of it. And I said, "This is what you have to look forward to." And it was when Chad was mistaken for Edge after the Royal Rumble in what was that? 2007, 9, something like that. Oh, no, it was like
2008, I think.
2008. It was 14 years ago we did that. My God. And then people were like high-fiving you and hugging you on the street in New York City.
I got a picture with a whole Asian family, like
yes.
14 of them.
Yes, 14 of them.
I am just on their mantle.
Yes,
yes. And then Remedy and I lifted you on our shoulders.
Yes, that was great. I thought I had footage of lifting you up on the shoulders, but that is definitely marked in my mind. So.
Oh, it's somewhere.
You do have footage of the biker guy, like we were chanting Edge, and he just like came up, was like, "Oh, hey, buddy, hey, oh yeah, great." New York was very, very pro Edge that night,
Yes,
which surprised me because it was Edge versus Mysterio for the title, and New York did not like Mysterio.
No,
and I was
no.
not prepared for
No.
them to be against Mysterio.
Yes, yes,
Very interesting.
yes.
And then Cena came out in the Rumble, and they hated Cena.
It was that era, wasn't it? So
it was.
But tell us, Mayhem Mania, what are we doing tonight, and who do we have on the horn?
Well, we're doing Mayhem Mania tonight.
Yes.
We are.
Yes, for the first timers.
Yes. I can go through the whole thing. So this is Mayhem Mania. It's not just the ultimate fantasy booking challenge. It's also a competitive thought experiment. The object of Mayhem Mania is to craft the best WrestleMania card possible within the boundaries of our current reality. That means anyone WWE can book in a match is available to our players.
Yes.
But this year there's a twist. Mayhem Mania 2022 is a 2-night event. Night 1 will be the night for a traditional Mayhem Mania card featuring WWE-related matches. But on night 2, we open the forbidden door, and we make it possible for our players to create matches with anyone outside of the WWE. So every week we invite players to make a change to one of the matches on our card. They can A, kill a match entirely and create a new one with other individuals. B, swap out an individual or a team in a match for another individual or team. C, swap out an individual or team in a match with an individual or team that's already in another match on the card. Or D, they can add an individual or team to an existing match. Not everyone is currently eligible to be used in Mayhem Mania, though. Some are being held in a place we lovingly refer to as Space Jail. They cannot be used at all in the card currently if they are sitting inside Space Jail. But once they escape Space Jail, they cannot go back in. And the current inmates are Jesse McKay, Sonny Kiss, Lucha Brother Ray Phoenix, Commander Sterling, Ziggy Heim, Avery Good, Ultra Mantis Black, Will Ospreay, and that is all because Chris Jericho was released last week.
Mm-hmm.
So I will give the card currently. This is very lengthy, and so we apologize, but it is necessary. Night 1 WWE card is Ronda Rousey versus Miko Satomura, made by Mad Mike. Corey Graves versus Elias, made by Sorgatron. Beth Phoenix versus Bianca Belair versus Rhea Ripley versus Raquel Gonzalez, made by Podner. Gunther, formerly known as Walter, versus Samoa Joe, made by Alex Cars. Ziggler versus Cesaro, made by Papa Judo. And David Arquette versus Johnny Knoxville, made by The Riz.
I forgot about that one.
Oh, look at that graphic.
That graphic.
Look at that.
Fantastic.
Now we go to the Forbidden Door card. We have Nick Gage versus Wardlow. We have the Gorillas of Destiny versus the Pretty Boy Killers. We have AJ Lee and CM Punk versus Britt Baker and Adam Cole. We have The Fiend versus Joker Sting. Oh, I'm sorry. Mad Mike made the Nick Gage Wardlow. Sorg made Gorillas of Destiny versus Pretty Boy Killers. Hall of Fame DJ Lunchbox made AJ Lee Punk versus Baker Cole. Ronnie Starks made The Fiend versus Joker Sting. Sorg has made Bussy, the team of Effie and Catch, versus Rosa and Brian Cage.
Yes.
Stevie LaBelle made Darby.
By the way, an update. That's Papa Cage this week after his rap battle with Acclaimed on Saturday.
Oh, Papa Cage.
Yes.
How swell.
I thought that match was taken out.
No.
Okay.
No.
Matt didn't put on the
big. I believe, according to my notes, the big match was taken out last week.
Wait, which one?
Oh.
Sorg.
Wait, this one?
No, that.
No. The big. The one with all the deathmatch wrestlers.
Oh, with Nick Gage and stuff. I think I showed that graphic by accident a second ago.
Yes, you did.
Yes.
Stevie LaBelle made Darby versus Jeff Hardy versus Lee Moriarty.
Yeah, that one there. There you go.
And of course, our friend Beastman made this huge match. The zombie from ECW dressed as Rick Rude, Ricky Morton, Soul Taker, Lord Zoltan, Dink, Hornswoggle, Sunny 93, and the Executioner.
I think he's
Very
wrestled.
large.
I think Beastman wrestled half of these people.
Well, everybody seems to like it because it has not moved off the card.
No, because I think we're all trying to understand it.
I wanted to see the graphic first. I might kill it.
Now that we've seen the graphic, how do we feel about this?
I think we should now that Matt's made the graphic.
Wait, who's the guy? Who's the guy in the mask again?
Soul Taker?
No, the other mask.
Executioner.
Oh, the Executioner.
That's the Executioner?
That's the guy who helped bury the Undertaker.
Oh, wow! I wasn't watching that. Okay,
I believe that was Survivor Series 1996.
Oh yeah, I was far gone. Oh yeah, that's rough.
I think that was Survivor Series 96.
I'm just glad Lord Zoltan made a graphic.
Right.
Lord Zoltan.
And with the Soul Taker, that's amazing.
Mm-hmm. So, Sorg, who do we have on tap this evening to play our wonderful game?
Well, we have our crew, of course. We have Ronnie Starks, a.k.a. Steve. We have Mad Mike. We have myself. We have Roni Nicole, of course. And on the line also, Tina Keys is with us from Seattle because she has been very vocal about her disapproval of how this has been going this year. Right, Tina?
Yes, I have. It's time to clean up some messes in the card.
Excellent.
There you go. So we'll have you. I don't know. Should we have her back clean up on the list so she can?
Well, I'm last.
Oh, you are last. So I don't know. That's up to
first.
Chad, but.
So the order today will be Ronnie Starks,
Steve,
Sorg, Roni Nicole, Tina, Mad Mike.
Okay.
Mr. Starks, you are first.
Excellent. Well, I'm gonna, in the words of Carl the Llama in Hats, I'm gonna finish what I started.
Carl,
finish what you started, Carl.
that kills people.
That can... in the Bray Wyatt and who the fuck did I add to that match?
Joker Sting.
Joker Sting. We're gonna add Mr. Danhausen for a triple threat match.
Add Danhausen.
And this is the second time someone has altered their own match.
Yes.
Because I am a shit.
All right. Adding Danhausen to The Fiend versus Joker Sting.
I finished what I started.
The move has been made. The Podfather, Sorgatron, you are up next.
I mean, the first thing I want to do that I know I can't, I think, reasonably get to is just make Lord Zoltan versus Soul Taker, but we'll just leave that alone for now. I don't know. It just seemed like it'd be fun. What am I looking at here? So we got a Darby, Jeff Hardy, Lee. I should really just. Where's my clock at too? I don't know. I don't have the clock loaded.
Yourself.
I don't think I have the clock loaded. I had to reset the entire show from scratch today, so I didn't put all the elements back in.
That's okay.
Oh, I'm still really happy with my pre-boy killers. And hey, you know who's missing? That's been making some news this week.
Who's that?
Switchblade.
Cody Rhodes.
No.
Hey, it's only
No,
smoke and mirrors,
it's okay.
baby.
What? I do want like broken mirror Cody to come back. Really bad.
With a mustache?
Yes, with the mustache and the mirror and the broken.
I want that
mirror.
blonde
Yeah,
hair
that's,
and a brunette mustache.
Jeez. What I want. Who did I just say need to be in here?
Switchblade Jay
Oh
White.
my God! In a perfect world, I cross this over and throw Jay White and Jay White versus Nakamura because I don't know. I think it's only inevitable he's going to be released. But at this rate,
But you can't.
no, I can't. What is in the realm? I don't hate a lot here.
Well, start hating.
Yeah, seriously, Sorg. It's a
Or
game of
start-
hurt feelings.
Stick to the script that you like to write and start altering your own matches.
I don't think my own matches.
Whatever you do,
I
Tina's
mean,
probably just gonna
do I
take it
just
away.
add Nakamura to Elias and Corey? Is that what happens here?
Nakamura's not from Pittsburgh.
And you'd be altering your own match again.
I mean, reasons. All right, I'm sorry, Beast Man. I'm going to give.
Remember, you're gonna have to hear about this on Sunday.
I am going to have to hear about this on Sunday. Victory Championship Wrestling, by the way, this Sunday in McMurchman.
In the lawless streets of West Virginia.
In the lawless, in deepest, darkest West Virginia, I understand. So,
free steak.
No, not McMitch's. Yes, free steak for somebody. Yes. But what should we have to promote
to
it?
win free steak from the Outback Steakhouse for a year.
You like steak? We like steak. Do you want free steak? You bet your sweet ass you do.
Don't like Jeff Hardy in this match.
Jeff Harvey?
Yeah, that's because that match was perfect until someone fucked it up last week.
I want to swap out Jeff Hardy for Switchblade. That's what's happening.
That would be a lot
That's what's
better
happening.
match. That'd be
So you are
not hating Jeff, but it's not the spot for him. It's not. I'm not clamoring for Lee versus Jeff.
That match just seemed a little broken until you fixed it.
Mm-hmm.
It's Switchblade Jay
I
White.
see what you did there, Ronnie.
You could say it's been classified as obsolete.
So it's Darby,
Fade away and classify
Jay White,
yourself.
and Lee Moriarty.
Yes.
All right.
I saw a lot of Switchblade last week, so.
Yeah.
Next up in our wonderful game is our guest, Roni Nicole.
Yes. Beastman was the one who did those old hand match, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm scrapping that whole thing. Sorry about you.
Yes.
It's out.
Alrighty.
Sorry about you, playa. So here's what we're gonna do. We're going international with it.
Yes.
We're gonna go with the team of my boo, Naomichi Marufuji, okay, and Ishimori versus Minoru Suzuki and Tajiri.
Nice.
Ooh.
Yes.
Oh.
All right. Say that again to make sure I got everything, because there's a
lot of
very
Japanese
hard
names.
names to pronounce.
Yes.
Yes. So you got Marufuji Ishimori versus Tajiri and Minoru Suzuki.
All right.
Don't worry, Matt will figure out what those names are. He's really good with.
He's really
good with the
at-
Japanese names right now.
At those names, almost uncanny.
Yes, I mean he's been. You should hear his outtakes when he's been saying the New Japan lines in the Just Pro Wrestling News podcast. It's.
I'm sure they're.
He's
good.
gotten really good at it by now after a year and a half almost.
I like that match.
Mhm.
Well done. Well done. I expect not. This is a perfect. Like we knew it was not going to be an all-star match from Roni Nicole.
That's right. That's right.
Who were we kidding? So now we're going to head out to the West Coast, and our very good friend of the show, Tina, is here to teach some people some lessons in manners,
I guess.
or at least break their feelings.
Hurt their feelings, little blood. Doesn't hurt anybody, okay? All right, so I'm taking a look at this card, and I feel as though something is missing. So we're going to go ahead and go to night 2.
The Forbidden Door night. Love it.
I know that sound. Tina's getting rid of my match.
Let's get rid of the mixed tag. AJ
Oh.
Bailey versus Adam Cole and Britt Baker.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's do the American Dragon Bryan Danielson
Okay.
versus Josh Alexander.
Ah.
I'm
Versus
sold.
Josh
I'm sold.
Alexander.
If you can get back in the States.
The
I was going to say, we'd have to have the show in Canada.
Yes. Potentially.
Oh, Mayhem Mania can get him a working visa. Oh, please. Alrighty. So that brings us to Mad Mike, who will be going last because the Alex Cars rule was in effect, meaning he made a match last week that was altered before the round was over. So he gets to go on last this week.
All right, Chad.
Yes, that's me.
We've been doing Mayhem Mania for about a month and a half now.
Feels like years.
And I'll be honest, I've been too nice. I've been too nice.
So have I.
Yeah.
That's gonna change.
And I've been getting fucked over every week basically on Mayhem Mania. So Alex Cars, yeah, your match is gone. Riz, your match is gone too, because I'm swapping Johnny Knoxville and Samoa Joe.
Whoa! Wait!
Okay, so swapping.
So I'll say what matches I've just created: Walter versus Johnny Knoxville, and David Arquette versus Samoa Joe. Yes.
I don't hate the situation.
All right. So
I don't hate the situation.
Yep. Hi, I'm Johnny Knoxville, and welcome to Boom.
Yeah. Welcome to the human defibrillator.
Exactly. That's what they'll call it. And plus, wouldn't you give anything to see Walter chop Wee Man? I know I would.
He would turn him into ooze.
Yes.
I'm not
even sure. I'm not even sure if Walter's hand can fit in Wee Man's chest.
This is true.
I'm not even sure if that's possible.
All right, so that completes our round. Now, would you like to hear what I have planned for our game of Mayhem Mania?
Does it involve a wheel?
No, it does not.
Oh, we're not spinning?
No. But
look at how sad you made Soren.
This is my favorite part of the show.
I mean, he can spin it if he'd like, but
the spin without purpose is no spin at all.
I know. Don't worry, there'll be plenty of times to spin the wheel to potentially release somebody from space jail, because there's going to be some people going into space jail. Now, I know everybody has their Royal Rumble picks and stuff that went in. We are going to get those to you. They will be eligible. They'll actually be bumped up a little bit in value, and they will go into effect into you next week. That is when they will be eligible to be used, and you will want to use them. They will have extra gravitas attached to them. So there is a method to the madness. We apologize for being a little late on those, but that's just how it is. So now, this is what we're going to do for this Elimination Chamber. Each night of Mayhem Mania has at least 6 matches. Night 1 will be represented by the men's WWE Elimination Chamber match. The Forbidden Door will have 6 matches that will be represented by the women's Elimination Chamber match.
Okay.
Each match will be assigned a random number. I have a list here. They'll get a draft order. It's basically like a random draft order. We will not pick the numbers. Therefore, whoever during that match, whoever is you'll be represented. Like match 1 will be whoever enters the Elimination Chamber first. Match 2 is whoever's in their second. Match 3 is whoever's in their third. The first match or wrestler that is eliminated from the Elimination Chamber, those wrestlers will go to space jail.
Huh.
Oh, whoa.
Yes.
Wait, what?
I am assigning a match to each wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be
Yeah.
random. Whoever is eliminated first,
Wow.
that match will go to space jail.
So you're
both.
saying
For both.
hey, see if I understand this. Hypothetically, you're gonna you go through let's say Ziggler. Let's say Ziggler and Cesaro are number 2. So and the
Yes.
second person in that elimination chamber is the first person eliminated.
Yeah, I mean,
that
2 people
means,
start, so it'll be whoever comes
Right.
out first.
Right.
Will be
so
one,
whoever's the
2.
number 2. So that would mean Dolph Ziggler and Cesaro, as the match represented by that number, will go to space jail.
If they were to lose first.
If they were to lose
If they're the first
Yes.
match person eliminated from the chamber, they will go to space jail.
Okay.
And that goes for the Forbidden Door evening in the women's chamber match as well.
So
Now the final 2 survivors in the chamber, those matches will auto graduate.
Oh.
Oh, okay. 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 All right.
How does everybody enjoy that little
So I
twist?
just really screwed over Riz and Cars then. I love it.
So, let me see here. How we got 6 matches on night 1. We'll do this right now.
Yes.
Let's see. Let's go. We can randomize it. Sorg, you want to pick? Just pick a match to be A. I will let you.
I want to pick the Pittsburgh one. Elias and Corey.
Okay, that's A. Which one do you just go A, B, A through F? Just go ahead and give me.
Let's go, ladies. Ladies 4-way.
Okay, that's B.
Okay, let's go. Dolphin Cesaro.
Dolphin Cesaro is C.
Ronda and Satomura.
Wait, what?
Ronda Rousey.
Ronda and Mako.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
yeah.
D.
And I don't have any more graphic. Oh,
we have Gunther.
the Knox.
David Arquette versus Samoa Joe.
Yes.
And Walter versus Johnny Knoxville.
Yeah, do the one in Knoxville first and Arquette next.
Okay. So Knoxville and Joe is E.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm gonna have to do some Steiner math to see what my percentage is for graduating a match.
Arquette and Gunther are F.
Right.
So I have a nice little. I don't know if you can see that. It's a little hard to see. It's a number. It's a
random
draft
number.
order.
Okay.
I will hit submit. Pick one. Is E. Joe Knoxville. They are first.
Oh fuck. Okay. Okay.
They will be the entry 1. Okay. Entry 2 is the Fatal 4-Way.
Okay.
For the women. 3 is Graves and Elias. 4 is Rousey and Satomura. 5 is Gunther and Arquette. And 6 is Ziggler Cesaro.
All right. We'll tell you what.
May your favorite be Brock Lesnar. That's all I can offer you there. And whoever is runner-up to him to get your matches to graduate. So may you not be whoever is eliminated first.
I like this concept. Let's put a pin in this for night 2, and they can check that out on Talking Mayhem Mania later this week. And find out what that order is. All right?
You've got a taste of it, and part 2 will be in Talking Mayhem Mania.
Fantastic. All right. Well, let's get into what we learned in wrestling tonight and close up the show here. Who wants to go first? What'd you learn in wrestling this week?
I'll go first.
Okay.
I learned that it may not be as popular in WWE as maybe Triple H would want it to be or anybody else, but that tag match between the Guerreros on Monday night was phenomenal. It was great tag team wrestling. I don't know who the agent was for that match and whatnot, but it was solid. It was good. The crowd was hot. It went long. I mean, it's everything you would want out of a tag team match. I liked it.
I like it.
And that's hard to come across nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
I was watching like, man, the crowd is into this. And it had good spots. It's a good match.
Ronnie Starks, what did you learn from wrestling this week? You were up and close and personal with it again.
Yeah, it's with me.
Yes.
That was a good time. Let's see here. Cody Rhodes believes his own hype.
Okay.
That's what I learned in wrestling this week.
Roni Nicole, what'd you learn in wrestling this week? Or longer, since your first time here.
I guess that the fucking adage card subject to change is never going to change.
All right. Mad Mike?
Well, I watched St. Valentine's Day Massacre.
Okay.
Yesterday,
Okay.
and I watched Halftime Heat today.
Oh.
Yeah, and I learned, God, the McMahons are terrible on commentary. just across the board.
Mm-hmm.
But I St. Valentine's Day Massacre is a weird show.
Mm-hmm.
Such a weird show because it's a one-match show, and one match, like, the crowd didn't even see because Al Snow and Bob Holly fought into the river. Just a weird show. And Halftime Heat still holds up, though.
Good.
Yeah.
And the arena matches.
Mm-hmm.
There's been a few tries at them. I filmed some of them. So, Ronnie, you did one of them. So,
Which Roni?
the Roni Nicole. Because I don't think you were at those tapings. That was at a movie. That was at a movie studio too. So, I think.
That place.
Yeah. I think they've been filming a League of Their Own there. So, we know somebody that was actually where we filmed Fight Underground was where his paint shop was set up for League of Their Own for builds. So.
Really?
Yep. In that corner of that studio. Yep. He was showing me that. Remember where we did the preview interviews in that big bowls thing? I think they had just repainted it all white for a background for a setup. Like they were doing like store interiors and things for scenes. So when you watch that, when it comes up on Netflix sometime, I don't know, this year or next, it'll be like you probably watching something that you may have filmed a segment in. So
that's so cool.
But looking forward to that one. Although everybody that worked on it said it was a pain in the ass. But Tina, what'd you learn from wrestling this week?
Actually, after this past weekend, I learned how much I miss actually experiencing a live indie crowd.
Mm-hmm.
And the surprises and unexpected happenings that come along with it. And I miss it so much. And on a mental health note, it helps me get through my social anxiety.
Absolutely. What was the show for people that didn't see your post?
So I went to Defy Wrestling out here in Seattle. They had their 5th year anniversary, had a great card top to bottom. The main event was Nick Wayne, son of Pacific Northwest, big person out here, Buddy Wayne. He took on our champion, the Fallen Angel, Christopher Daniels. It was great to see. You had unexpected surprises at the end. Darby Allin coming out, offering Nick Wayne a AEW contract, as well as Shane Strickland, Swerve, also making an appearance as well. And it's going to be Nick Wayne versus Swerve at our next show here on the 26th next Saturday.
Nice. Awesome. And I learned, man, sometimes I hate wrestling fans. It only takes one or two bad apples. I think people have heard about some stuff that happened with the Athena and Thunder Rose match on Saturday night. I know I heard one comment that kind of stopped everybody. When bad shit happens in the crowd, I am at least heartened by the idea that like the entire crowd then yells, "Throw him out." So like, again, it's a couple bad apples, unfortunately. And being like, it was Ember Moon Athena's first match back out of WWE. And it was a pretty big night and emotional at the end of it as well. So it just sad that that's the story that came out of it. I know I was talking with somebody that's doing a story on it today. That's the story. Unfortunately, that's the news. That's the story. That's what they have to cover. Is that angle of it. But yeah. So just I have a feeling most that listen to this show are of a different mindset and are not those. But please, just wrestling fans, be better, be respectful to the talent in the ring.
And I will say, if you are not of a different mindset and you approve of the comments that were said, I don't even know what the comments were. I can guess, but if you approve of the comments that were said at that show, stop fucking listening to us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
please.
You can find.
We don't need your ears.
No, you can move on. And thank you, and also thank you to Bradley for doing some behavior correction in the YouTube chat tonight. Because I did see that, because somebody was saying some disrespectful things to our guest, and him and somebody else stepped up in there, so I appreciate that. So again, that is the community that we are here around wrestling, to have fun around wrestling, to love wrestling and love this. As Ronnie, I've been loving the way you've been saying this wonderful, beautiful art form of wrestling on your shows that you've been recording with us.
This beautiful, brutal art.
Beautiful, brutal art. My God, that needs to be a T-shirt.
Yeah, because that's what it is, And to piggyback off what you said about, I respect Mel Thunder Rosa so much, but I also would really encourage people. Yes, we're performers, but think about what you would want said to you. Mm-hmm. Because being a performer is a level of vulnerability, and I would encourage everyone, just like you said, if that pricks you and makes you feel uncomfortable that someone's asking you to be kind, to think about what you say, to actually intake this beautiful, brutal art and not participate in a negative way, then maybe this isn't the space for you, because times are changing when it comes to wrestling, and no one, a performer, a fan, a referee, concession stand worker, everyone makes the show. Everyone deserves to feel safe and respected. And I appreciate, you guys for creating that space here on your platform and extending that out. And I hope that everyone watching will take that with them to whatever shows that they go to, because it's rough out here. And wrestling, for some of us, is our escape and where we show our hearts. And just remember that you would want your heart to be treated with love and kindness when you participate in what we're doing.
Thank you. That's a beautiful way to end the show here. Again, Sunday sessions every Sunday at 8 p.m. for the rest of February. Check out all the episodes that are on the band podcast form, video form across multiple platforms with IndyWrestling.us, and I believe on your YouTube channel as well, right? So.
Yes.
And where can people find you on social media?
Yes, you can find me on Instagram at Roni_Nicole_Joshi Queen. You can find me on TikTok at Acquisition Assassin. I just got on TikTok. I'm an elder millennial. Bear with me. There's too many platforms. I can't all the time. You can find me on Twitter at Glitterlicious. Please like my Facebook page, Roni Nicole /Big Bang Nicole. And you can find Sunday sessions as well as some of my matches. And upcoming soon, Storytime with Roni Nicole will be returning on my YouTube channel. Just search Roni Nicole. And thank you guys so much, seriously, for having me. And a huge thank you to Sorg, who I've known for a number of years through wrestling, and I can say is one of those people that you don't always run into great people within the entertainment business, but he and his partner and his team are all jewels and one-of-a-kind people. So please make sure you're liking and following and supporting all of their endeavors as well. And again, thank you guys, because it's always love and appreciated when you have me. So thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And it was good to get through a project without you yelling at me for the most part tonight. Because I know our listeners of the show are very aware of those incidents.
Sorg, I'm glad that you've cleaned up your act and no longer are running a Sorgspiracy.
Yes, my Sorgspiracies. Yes.
You know, I appreciate that you have reined it in and that you are now on board with me.
Yes.
I remember when you were on the dark side, you know, but I'm glad that we are now back together. And one day I will give you a tiny chainmail to wear.
on my finger? I don't
I don't know your sizes, man. Okay, just be grateful for some chainmail. You know what? We're back to where we were.
All right.
'Cause now you're unappreciative. Now I'm upset again. So now you're back in the doghouse.
And
Welcome to
it all falls apart in the last minute of the podcast. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Tina. Thank you, other Ronnie, Mad Mike, Chad the Shad, and everybody else in the Mayhem Nation. We'll see you guys next time. I don't know what video is playing right now. Mayhem out.